join us today. We're going to cook this Michigan State Fair first place prize winning 34-pound butternut squash. Now, I've had a lot of comments, so that's going to taste nasty. We're going to find out. We're going to find out, is it true that big veggies taste nasty, or are they good? All right, join us today. We'll find out. Butternut Bob into the house to acclimate. It was outside in the garage, very cold, probably cold. I'm going to acclimate it. And Bob's going in the oven. So hence the earmuffs. Don't want Bob to know what's happening. Remember, pumpkins are people too, so are butternut squash. But we're going to see how this compares to a store-bought squash. We have some squash left over from our Thanksgiving dinner, bought in a store, and we're going to cook this and see what we get. All right. A lot of people say, oh, that'll taste nasty. That'll taste nasty. I'm not so sure. Let's find out. You're seeing if Bob will fit in the oven. Let me see. Yeah, he just fits. We can cook him like that. Or should we cut him in half? All right. It's gonna be okay, Bob. Trust me. Trust me. Very commonly asked question. How much weight do they lose sitting around? Well, Bob, on August 28th, won the Michigan State Fair. I believe that was the date. First place. Bob, congratulations. And now Bob has been fasting in the garage ever since. It's now November 25th. And Bob has lost 3.5 pounds. All right, there's your answer. Lose about a pound a month sitting around. Evaporation. Congratulations, Bob. Here we go. We're going to find out if Bob has a better half. We decided to cook it in half. Vibrating off the table. Good buddy Jackson. All right, we got her in half. All right, we're gonna take her, find out what we got inside. Let's see what she looks like inside. I guess we didn't quite get her cut in half. All right, didn't cut the tablecloth or nothing. All right, there we go. Cut in half. Now we're gonna cook one of these halves, actually both of them, but we're gonna scoop out the seeds. Come on, give a close up here, camera lady. Mama Bubba on the camera. All right. We're gonna get up the seeds. If you wanna get some of these seeds, the 34-pound squash, contact us, Market Worldwide Giant Growers. We're also gonna have Derek Ruthruff's world record, 104-pound world record. He's gonna be selling the seeds at the website. I'll put a link in the description box. So if you want to grow a champion, you can use a world record. Maybe you just want to grow some for eating. If this turns out that this is good to eat, we'll know in a few minutes. Then you could also buy these and cook them yourself. Okay, there you go, there you have it. Mama Bubba was just saying it looks like a regular squash. We cooked one from the store, and I tell you what, the one from the store didn't look this good. This is grown totally organic. Didn't use any pesticides. So this is probably much healthier for you. No systemic chemicals were used. I bet you most of the stuff you buy in the stores does have systemic chemicals that are used. Anyways, but we'll check this out. We're gonna cook this and find out, does it taste good or is it gonna be nasty because it's big? The illusion is this is actually a small 34-pounder. The world record was 104 pounds. So this is small. It's not a monster like you would think of it. Now the world record, that was the monster. Harvesting the seeds. Now the seeds, I will take them, put them in the colander, rinse them all out, get all the grubbies off, and they will go on a screen in the basement to dry for 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. If you're putting them in paper envelopes, they gotta dry, I would say 2 weeks. If you're gonna put them in plastic envelopes, I would suggest you dry them for 3 weeks. I like the plastic little Ziploc envelopes because I believe you'll get more years in a plastic that doesn't breathe. You're gonna get more years out of it. They're not gonna lose the moisture as quickly as they will in a paper coin envelope that a lot of guys use. Just my suggestion, but you do what you wanna do. If you do use the plastic Ziplocs, don't bag them up too early because they will mold after you ship them to your grower. They will mold. All right, just a tip. Seed drying tips. Ready to place it in the oven. I've scraped out, I've removed some of the flesh. There was a lot of stringy stuff in here. I shaved that out of there, took out all the seeds. All right, Mama Bubba, come help me put this in the oven. All right, I'm gonna stick it in the oven. Hopefully this will work out all right. I've never had to use the whole rack before. All right, I'm gonna put it towards the bottom. She's gotta be turned just a little, tweak her a little. All right, there we go, 350 degrees. We'll let her go for an hour and a half. Right now, join me while Bob gets baked. All right, we're gonna let it go for an hour to hour and a half. Derek suggests at an hour and a half, he's already cooked the world record. But let's find out, let's debunk the myth. Are giant vegetables edible? Are they good to eat? We're gonna find out. Bob's in the oven getting baked right now. I'm sure some of you can relate. We'll come back and we're going to find out here in a few minutes. Well, in a couple hours, we're gonna find out if they are good to eat. Decided to cook it more uniformly. We're only gonna cook one half at a time, so we are gonna find out, does Bob have a better half? And this one has been wrapped up and we're gonna put it in cool storage. So if it does turn out good, we've got more to cook. If it turns out nasty, then this will go in the dustbin. All right. Stay tuned. This will go to the deer. Mama Bubba just said, hey, or it'll go to the deer. Yes, we can take it out back and feed the deer so it won't be wasted. Seeds are drying. I'm gonna sell these at the website, worldwidegiantgrowers.com. One of the biggest misconceptions is that seeds, these giant veggies are no good to eat. It is totally a misconception. Here's why it's a misconception, all right? The watermelons, Carolina Cross watermelons grow, maturity date is 80 days, but they grow the giants over 100 days. So they get old. That's why they don't taste as good. They get mushy, bad texture. If you harvest a Carolina Cross watermelon, at 80 days, it'll be decent. I've ate them. They're great flavor, good. All right, but if you don't, we grow them too long. A world record squash probably spends too many days past maturity that it starts getting maybe a little tougher, maybe not as good. But harvested early, like we're gonna find out today, was this one harvested early? I mean, I know it was for the state fair, but is it gonna be good? Stay tuned, we'll find out. And don't buy into the misconception. It's all about how many days they're on the vine. Check your maturity dates, mark your calendars. In the oven for an hour and 10 minutes, so get back, Dolly. Dolly, get back. What do you think, Dolly? Look, let's see. Let's stick it with a fork. Oh no, she's still pretty chunky. We're gonna have to let it go another half hour. And it's been an hour and a half, and let's check it. Let's take it, and yeah, she's going in relatively easy. Oh yeah, oh yeah. She's done. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the oven. Let her set for a couple minutes. All right, we're taking Bob out of the oven. This brings a whole new meaning to the term getting baked with Bob. All right, here we go. We'll set her down, let her cool for a few minutes, and then we'll scoop her out. I'm warming up the store-bought squash for the taste comparison. I'm gonna use my Pampered Chef ice cream scooper to scoop out the cooked squash. All right, that's how we'll do it. A little salt. We got a little bit of sea salt. We're gonna do a little grinder, put a little sea salt in it, a little bit of pepper. What do we do, Mama Bubba? Half a stick of butter in here. And here we go, we'll mix it all up. All right, let it melt up. It's a little stringy, there's a little bit of stringy stuff in there, but that's all right, that's not gonna bother me. I'm going for flavor. All right, there we go. Let's see. There we go. We're mixing her up, taking the tater masher to her, get her all mixed up. She's a little stringy, but like I said, that's not going to bother me. I'm kind of a ruffian. If you're real picky, you'd probably want to spend a little more time getting some of that stringy stuff off the edges. I'm just going to go for it. I want to see what the flavor's like. So far, I'm liking the taste. I don't mind it at all. I'm going to take a little taste here. She's a little stringy. So here, we're going to do it's a little stringy still, but let me try and I'll try the store-bought. Here's a store-bought. Okay, store-bought. The store-bought definitely has a better flavor. Definitely. This is very bland. Doesn't have much flavor, but I think you could add flavor to it. The mix is okay. It's definitely edible. If a person's saying, hey, is it edible? Yes, it is definitely edible. It doesn't taste nasty. It just does not have a lot of flavor. After adding salt, pepper, the only thing I didn't have, I wasn't adding a little brown sugar to this, even though the store-bought did not have any brown sugar added. There is definitely, the conclusion there is definitely better flavor in the commercial-grown, store-bought butternut. I'm ashamed to say I was hoping to be surprised that this was better than it would be, but not nasty. By no means it was that nasty tasting. It is definitely not nasty tasting. It's definitely just bland. All right, but definitely you could feed the hungry. I want to thank you for joining us today. I do a little shout out to my niece Claire, who helped me edit my videos in several past seasons. I'm now doing my own editing, and thank you to Claire and Josiah for pushing me into doing my own editing. But thank you for joining us today. I hope it wasn't just a turkey video. I'm a little surprised, a little disappointed. I thought the squash would be better than bland, but to my brother John, it's not nasty. He said it would be nasty. And so did a lot of people. So anyways, hey, thanks for joining us today. And remember, get your seeds. We have giant watermelon seeds. We have giant tomato seeds, pumpkins, champion pumpkin seeds, or just $25 a pack seeds if you want to just grow a big porch pumpkin. Join us. Keep it a secret, home and garden. Keep it a secret, but go tell a friend. Bubba's sharing tips around the world, and buy your seeds at worldwidegiantgrowers.com. All right, thank you very much.